Hey, what's going on, y'all? Thank you for joining me here at GameOut Gaming. This is your host, Marquez, and introducing DeadSide. Welcome, welcome. Now, for those who are trying to set up your DeadSide server, you can check out my other video on how to set up the DeadSide server. This is going to be a quick tutorial on the admin controls. Everything is pretty much simple in here because we only have minimum things that we can do as admin. So firstly, in order to access the admin controls, I'm on a PlayStation 5. So to get the controls, it's L2, R2, square and X at the same time. For Xbox, I believe is right trigger, left trigger, X and B at the same time. Those will be the same corresponding buttons for the Xbox series. But anyway, in order to get to the controls again, L2, R2, square and X. The first tab here will be the server tab, which sets all the settings for your server. These settings here, you can, some of these settings you can set on the G portal as well, like how many players that you want. My max amount of players at the time is 50. You can set your password. You can do this here as well as on G portal. Once you do any changes, just make sure you hit the apply button for it to take effect. Now you can set your password for your server. A password would mean that the person trying to enter your server would need that password in order to enter that server. So it will be a private server. Your camera gives you the first person option. I don't think it sticks it in the first person option. I don't want to push it because I don't want to mess anything up, but I don't think it leaves it in the first person option only, because once I set up my server and I tried it, I pushed it, it put me into first person, but I was still able to go to third person by pressing my R3 button, just like so. So I'm not sure if the function is malfunctioning right now, but that's what it did for me. For the battles, simple. You can set whether you want your server to be PvP, PvP with no raids, or PvE, or also PvP with schedule raids. And in order to set the times for the schedule, is going to be right here. You can set the times that you want your raids to start and how long you want the raids to last. PvP with no raids, for me, that's kind of no fun. I'm not sure the point of that. I guess, I mean, everybody has their own forte. Now your loot spawn chance is going to set the amount of it's going to set how often, something spawns. So it says the default value here is 10. So 10 would be the normal spawn rate for something like as an official. So when something spawns, it comes back normally like official if you put it on 10. Setting it a little higher will also set the frequency of how something respawns. So the maximum squad size here says what default is 5. That's the maximum that you can have on any team is 5. My server is a solo duo server, so it's only 2 per team. Also keep in mind, when setting the squad size, it does not affect the storage, also known as your tool cupboard. So you can set your squad size for 1 or 2 like mine is. Your storage will still be able to have 5 people assigned to it. So make sure you keep that in mind. So if you're trying to only have a solo server or a solo duo or anything in regards other than the max, you might have to I'm not sure, you might have to regulate that. What I do is I put it in my rules as well as in the message. I'll get to that shortly. So I let everyone know that it's a solo duo server only 2 people per team, only 2 people assigned per base. So again, no matter how many people you have here, like I have 2, that's the max on the squad. You can only squad up with 2 people. So if you try to invite someone directly, like if you go face to face with someone and you try to send them a squad invite, you can only do that with 2 people. But in regards to your tool cupboard, or your storage system, you can still have more than 2 people on your storage. So make sure if you're trying to have if you're trying to have a solo, a duo, or anything other than the max, which is 5, you're gonna probably have to regulate that. Keep that in mind. Reserve space on the server for administrators. How many admins that you want? This is something like I would say a VIP spot. So instead of you, if your server was full, instead of you being in queue, trying to wait to get back on your server as admin, you will reserve at least 1 spot for yourself. I have 2 since I have 2 admin myself, and I do have another admin. So one thing it does though, for example, my server is a 50 slot server. However many slots you have reserved for administrators, it will decrease the amount of slots available. So my slots are 50, but it shows when somebody looks that it's only 48 available, since I have the 2 for the admin slots there. Now the maximum number of beds per player, I just left mine at the default, which is 15. Don't seem to have any problem with that, having too many beds around the map. Also, beds do despawn gradually if they're not inside someone's storage area. So, and also the amount of times if someone respawns on that bed, it also decreases the the durability of that bed, so it makes it break a little faster. Placing sleeping bags at roads and settlement, you can permit or forbid this. That's just simply if you want at any monument here, at any of these locations here, you can put bags if it is permitted. If it is forbidden, you have to be a certain distance away from a road or a settlement in order to put your bag down. So, simple enough. Maximum number of vehicles, 50 is the default. You might want more vehicles to respawn depending on how many people you have on the server or whatever the case is. I put 15 more vehicles than what's normal, and again, make sure you hit apply on each of these sections. If you do change anything, you have to hit it on each of them to make sure that you change each value. The time in game is the time that it is currently in your game. So right now it's going to be dark soon. You can change the time, the in-game time, by moving the slider wherever you want. When I'm doing any type of events or any type of admin, I will, if it's getting dark, I'll go ahead and make it day. That's the only time I change the time of day, is when any events going on. So we don't do any events at night, or when I'm doing some type of adminning around the map. So other than that, I let the map plays out, let the game play out how it is. Now for your restart wipe, simply how it is. My server's a no wipe server, so we'll simply have no wipes. If you want your server to wipe once a week, simply click here, click wherever you want it to, which day that you want it to wipe on each week. Same thing with every 2 weeks, and same thing with every month. Click which day that you want it to wipe. For your restart time, this is when your server restarts. So you can click the time of day that you wanted to restart. Mine's at 1 o'clock in the morning, so normally around that time, it's not a lot of people on. And I also put this into my server stats on the Discord, so everyone knows, if you have the Discord, what time the server restarts, so you're not caught off guard. Players, this shows how many players on the left side, shows how many players currently are on the map. Banned, this shows how many people you have banned. If you want to ban someone, you would simply go to that person's name, just click on the person, click ban. Their name will go over here in the ban section. They'll immediately be banned. It'll be a message on the left side of your screen saying whoever you ban has been banned. And again, if you want to unban them, do the opposite. Click on the name and go to unban. You can also make people admin, give them administration by clicking on their name and going to make admin. Or you can go to their profile by clicking on their name, going to the profile. You can only go to the profile though if it's someone in your same system. So I can't go to the Xbox player's profile, and they wouldn't be able to go to mine neither. So over here would be the active administrators that you have currently. Items. This is going to be every item that you have in the game. These are the categories. You have the ammo, tactics, weapons, weapons mod, restoration, equipment, vehicle, crafting kits, repair, hunting and fishing, tools, and other items. Over here to the right side, it's going to be your starter kit section. Anything that you would like inside the starter kit, you can add to this section here, and it will remain there. Once a person dies, they'll come back with all the things that's in the starter kit. Same thing for the money in starter kit. But again, you can go ahead and set whatever you want in the starter kit by adding it to the starter kit here. You do have a certain things that only admin have, which is this festive cake, candy cane, there's a couple of items that are under here. You have the Jason mask, you have the 2 pumpkins, and then you have the skulls. The skulls, oh, and also the beanie. The skulls are everyone's favorite from what I've seen. I don't offer any of these to any of the players, because once I use it, I'm only using it to signify that I am the admin and I'm doing admin things. So each admin item does have a perk. Everything except for the beanie. So now for the cake, it heals, oh, it says 44. I thought it was 40. So from what I read on the Wikipedia, it says it heals you instantly 20, and the rest is going to gradually heal you, like if you bandaged. So if you have a couple of these, that's great to use, because also they do not take off your food and water like the Med-X and the painkiller does. So they actually add a little to the food and water. So same thing with the candy cane. Candy cane, though, I believe it's just a gradual, it gradually heals you. I don't believe it's an instant heal. But now with the masks are, again, they're admin items only. They do have armor function. See, this one here has a protection of 30. These two have a protection of 20. The Jason masks have a protection of 10. There's nothing with the beanie. It's just something that's going to be cosmetic. Yep. Great for Christmas. All right, now back to the controls. But these are how you use your items and how you set everything up for your starter kits. Once you select something, it's going to automatically go to the ground. So it won't go into your inventory. It's going to go to the ground. Just make sure you pick it up. And also make sure you're careful when you do spawn in any items around people. I know they will try to pick something up if it's good. Now the message board is where, up here is where once someone logs in for the day, they're going to get that daily message. Go ahead and make you a fancy message letting them know what you want to let them know. I let everyone know that it's only 2 people assigned to 1 storage. Join the Discord, and if you're new to the server, send a message, let me know for you to get your starter kit. This is a quick message that you want to send, like an in-game message. I had a concrete and brick giveaway a few days back. So you send this message or you type inside here and it'll send it instantly to everybody that's inside the server. If you want to save that message, obviously save it here. Same thing with the message of the day here. Save that. And you can also, I haven't used this, but to send a message every so often, you can set how many minutes you want to send it here and simply hit apply. That message that you're going to send is going to be in this message area here. The log this is your kill log. So anytime someone kills anybody or suicide, as you see, it'll be notated here. It does reset every day, so this is only going to be for the day. Now here's where everything starts to get into the gameplay and the tools. So starting with the gameplay, now the gameplay activity settings. This is where you're going to set your pretty much all of your events. It's going to be how frequent things spawn, and also the rarity of the loot that spawns. So your roaming traders, your heli crash, convoys, drop zone, random encounters and missions. You can go ahead and play with all this. I would say test this before actually setting your server live to see where you want it, because again, there's really no details on it. So set it how you think you want it. Go and do one of these, and then you can see inside the heli crash, you can see the type of loot that's in there to decide if you want to keep it at that percentage. The random patrols, this is whether or not you want them on or off. Now this is additionally increase the frequency of events based on the number of players. This is whether you want that on or off. So the more players that's on the map, the more events that you're gonna have. What I do normally though is I start events very frequently. And then again, you're gonna hit apply. But I start events very frequently. It's gonna be on this side of the section. I'll get to that in just a few minutes. So I don't really need to have any change in this. But if you do, if you want to set it off, you can go ahead and have more frequent events for having fewer people on your server. So again, if you have fewer people on your server, it's going to be less events. The more people you have, the more events that's going to be on the server. This is whether you want the safe zones to be on or off. Safe zones are spots where you can respawn, not respawn, but you can fast travel. All these train tracks that you see are safe zones. You go inside there, you cannot be killed. And vice versa, you can't kill anyone as well. But the setting here sets whether or not you want safe zones. So if you have them off, the safe zone will function as normal. So you can still go to the safe zone and find the trader. You can still do trades with them and buy and sell everything. It's just you can die from doing so. So now it's more riskier to go to the safe zones now. So storages in safe zones. This shows whether or not you want to have exactly what it says, storages in safe zones, and I'll demonstrate that in just a few. So not every safe zone, but some safe zones have their own storages. Here. These storages can be filled up with anything that you choose. Nobody can access this storage but yourself. So you can come to the locker here, or you can also go to one of the traders and you can see your storage on the left side right here. It'll be the same storage. So if I go there, put that there, see, same storage. So that's what that is. That's what the storages in safe zones. If you want that off, simply hit off. Hardcore bots, whether you want the bots at the missions to be hardcore. When I tested this, they were so OP. I said, there's no way I'm gonna have this on. The bots are already beaming and shooting you from a distance with a shotgun. So that, I guess if you want a hardcore server, that would be the option for you. Aim assist. Whether you want the aim assist on or off. Aiming is simply easy in the game. Fair enough. It's easy enough, excuse me. So for myself, I have turned off aim assist. And aim assist is pretty much what it says. So when you're aiming at someone, if that was an enemy and I aimed at him, as long as I was somewhere near him, the aim assist would gradually go over towards him, you know, assisting me with getting back to his body. So, but again, for my server, that is off. Now, the events. Like I was saying, I start my events frequently. Airdrops. You can simply start airdrops by selecting this button. I do this on a daily basis, especially once I get new people. I'll go ahead and do the airdrops. You see I selected several airdrops. The airdrops are always going to come to the area that you're in. So what I do, I go around the map. So I go all around the corners of the map setting airdrops so everyone can have a chance to select some airdrops. You'll see them coming, you'll hear the planes and everything in a few moments. For the convoys, heli crashes, roaming traders, and missions, same thing. If you want to start convoys, which are the suitcases here, hear the helicopters coming, you would simply hit convoy. However many times you hit it. Now these are randomly placed around the map. They try to get it close to you, but see, it's two of them randomly placed around the map. But yeah, they try to get it close to you. But there's 1, 2, 3. Now the balloons are dropping. So again, for my server, every time someone new comes into the server, they will go to the Discord, let me know they're new. I'll bring them the free resources, and we'll also do a celebration by dropping all these airdrops all around the map. So, okay, the convoys, like I said, to start convoys, it tries to get it close to you. But more than likely, it's not successful in doing so. Now, for the heli crashes do get it real close to you. So, what I normally do as well, this is on a daily basis, I'll start a few heli crashes. And as you see, heli crashes all around here, so they'll have ample opportunity to get a lot of heli crashes. And I try not to do it around anyone's bases. I'll do it in the corners, so they'll have to travel to come get it. Roaming traders, same thing. You can start how many roaming traders you want around the map. Where'd they go? Oh, here we go. I don't use this because the roaming trader right now is kind of useless. But that's how you set how many roaming traders that you want. I see it comes close to where you're at. If you want anything completed, just stop it. Now they're gone. Back to the gameplay. And for missions, same thing. Now what I normally do is I'll come and start epics and hard missions. I'll start all those. Sometimes I'll go to the easy missions. I'll make sure no one's doing any missions first. I'll go to the easy and medium missions and complete all those, and then start a lot of epic and hard missions. Once the epic and hards are all spawned in, then I'll spawn in the mediums, you know, so you can get more of the better loot. So the epics, when you spawn them in, it's random. It says mission started. It'll randomly start it somewhere. Now this is what I've noticed, because I spawn them in frequently, trying to get them all, so you'll keep spawning them. Once it stops spawning, once there's no more to spawn in, it'll give you some type of encrypted message that right there, bottom left. That pretty much means that's the maximum amount of missions that can spawn at that time. Same thing with the hard missions. But again, spawning those in, now you got a lot of missions on the map. So that's why I really don't need the frequency of events increased or decreased, because I'm pretty active on the server. I come every day. I'll do this every day. Now this was a tricky one. I'm trying to find a boat. Let's go ahead and see. Now, trying to find a boat was pretty tricky. Where is it? Spawn a vehicle. You can only spawn in the boat. Currently cannot spawn in any cars or motorcycles. So now, the iron boat is the big boat, the rubber boat is the smaller boat. In order to do these though, first you're gonna have to go. So we'll skip that right now and we'll go over here to the tools section. Now the tools section, as you've seen me doing, this is where all of your teleports are controlled. This is where your character's ability is controlled. This is where tracking everything on the map is controlled. This is where you will put in any commands. This function right here is totally useless for the moment because there are no commands that we have at the moment that can be used. This is how you remove a base, and this is how you see what base, or excuse me, who that base belongs to. As long as the bases have tool cupboards, both of these functions can function. So if it has a tool cupboard at the base, you can go display in chat. It's gonna be only be for yourself, so not everyone's gonna see it. Bottom left corner is gonna tell you who's assigned to that tool cupboard. Then if you want to destroy the base entirely, just go to remove base. But now, getting back to the respawns. The respawns are on your beacons. They're controlled by the beacons that you have. You place your beacons by just going to the map and pressing X. I believe it's B for Xbox. Let me see, do I have any other beacons on the map? No, I have this here. Right over here. So I place beacons depending on how frequent I go to places. So I'll place a beacon here. The bus station is my main station I go to. So once you place the beacon, you go back to the tools, you click on whichever beacon you placed in order to teleport to that spot. What I normally do is I'll come inside the building though. And then I'll place the beacon. That way the beacon's right there, so I'll respawn right there. Same thing with my building. Place it inside where my building is. But I'll respawn right where my beacon is. See? Respawn right there. Now and this is for every beacon that you place. If you happen to die, you can respawn on your death beacon as well. Now for teleport, this isn't there's no effect for this, so I don't know what this does. This stays grayed out. Now back to your character though. To set your character immortal, simply click on. Every time I get on and I'm doing some admin, anything admin, I'll go to immortality, speed boost. Depending on what I'm doing, I'll go invisibility to players and invisibility to NPCs. I'm always invisible to NPCs, but depending on what I'm doing, I'll be invisible to players. Once you click these, you don't have to, there's no apply button to click. It happens immediately. So let me give an example of these. Here. So for the speed boost, for the speed boost, immortality is exactly what it says. You cannot die by getting shot, blown up, anything. You're immortal. You won't take off any life. Speed boost, you have to have nothing in your hand. I would say have nothing in your hand. A few things you can have in your hand, but you can't have a gun or any type of tools in your hand. But have nothing in your hand and simply run. You're running at a fast speed, tremendous speed. But this is what I have on all the time. I'm trying to catch up to players or trying to get somewhere quick. I mean, the teleport works, but mainly I use that for trying to catch up to players. Ghost mode. This is what you use in order to go into ghost mode. But ghost mode is very crappy right now. So this is the event base right now. This is our arena. The ghost mode, the simple ghost mode controls. R1 will simply take you into the air. L1 on the ground. You can also push X to go up or circle. Oh, excuse me. X to go up, or what is it? To go down. Thought it was circle. Oh, whoop. L1 to go down, R1 to go up. But X also goes up. And that's a problem, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But while in ghost mode, you can go ahead and go through the walls, check out everything, see what's going on. You can move a little faster by pressing as if you were running, pressing the run button. Slow down by pressing it again. Now, if somebody had a lock on their boxes, you cannot look inside the boxes. So ghost mode does not help to look inside any locked boxes. But if the box was open, obviously you can look in it. Now what I do is when I'm coming to someone and they need some assistance or anything, because you will find it very hard to teleport inside of bases. Very hard. So what I do is I get into ghost mode. I'll come inside the base where I want to teleport. Go to the map, and I'll set the beacon. Make sure your beacon is set. Get the beacon set there. Set the beacon. Now you can go ahead and teleport inside of wherever that beacon was set. Teleport inside the base. Now that's very important because once you try to come out of ghost mode, excuse me, tools. All right, get back into ghost mode. Once you try to come out of ghost mode, you're gonna fly up into the air because of the admin controls combination. X make you fly into the air, and X is one of the buttons you need to push in order to get out of the ghost mode. So, see, flying into the air, remove ghost mode, and then you're gonna just simply fall. Simply fall, simply fall, simply fall, simply fall until you hit the ground. Make sure you have immortality on because it will suck if you don't. What I do though, just to prevent this from happening, once you go into ghost mode, just like I said, you will go somewhere you're trying to be. Trying to be here, okay. Let me go ahead and put the beacon there. Get out of ghost mode, get off of ghost mode, and go to the beacon. Now I'm on the ground. Now ghost mode does glitch a lot. Let me show you one of the glitches will be you're doing something in ghost mode. Like right now I am moving my right stick left and right. I cannot move my camera. See how slow it's moving? In order to fix this is the fix that I found for this. Simply go to your map, move your controller around, your left stick around a little bit. You might have to do it more than once. Get out of the map. You'll see, now you see it's fixed. But it's not fixed to the where it's not going as fast as it normally goes. So again, I'll go around, do it again. Wait, see now? I have no clue why it does that. So if your ghost mode gets stuck, if you can't control yourself while you're in ghost mode, make sure you go to your map, wiggle your controller around, come back out, and it'll fix it. You might have to do it a couple of times in order for it to be fixed. Also, ghost mode, I have no clue why, but when you go to your map, your character sometimes spins. Not doing up, there it goes. You see how it's spinning? But it does it continuously like that. So again, ghost mode is very glitchy. But one of the things I said that's very important is make sure you put in your beacon when you're in ghost mode. Right now I can't even move just because I went into the menu. Now I gotta do it again. Here we go. And in order to get out of ghost mode, I'll spawn on your beacon so you can go ahead and hit the ground fast. Crazy. Invisibility to players. You hit that on, it's gonna make you invisible to players. So nobody can see you. They can still hear your footsteps. So I'm walking around like this, they can still hear your footsteps. So if you don't want them to know you're around, what I would suggest is to duck. Is to duck while you're moving, and they won't be able to hear your footsteps. Or just simply stay still. They can still bump into you as well, though. They can't see you, so they'll be like, okay, what did I just bump into? But that is the invisibility to players, and invisibility to NPC. Same thing. It allows the NPCs to ignore you. For your tracking animals on the map, simply is going to show you all the animals that's on the map here. It's going to be by this symbol here. I don't do this. There's really no need for me to do this. But if you want to know where all the animals on the map are, there you go. See, that's a wolf. But it is considered an NPC. So I am invisible to NPC. Once I turn it on, attack. Turn it off. Or excuse me, turn it off. The attack, turn it on. That is animals, tracking the animals. Tracking players on the map, it does the same thing. I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to show everyone where everyone is. So tracking players on the map does the same thing. It's just going to show everyone. Hold on, let me see. I might can. Yeah, no, I don't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to do it to ruin anyone's position. Vehicles on the map. So now this is getting back to where the boats. So vehicles on the map is going to show you where all vehicles are by this check mark here. You're going to see, so it's not going to tell you what kind of vehicle it is. You just actually have to go over there and see what it is. Hopefully this is nobody's. Okay. I'm going to go over there. Go to something I know. Oh, someone's in the vehicle. All right, well, yeah, again, this shows you all the vehicles that's on the map. Let me get back to my shop. Bases on the map. This is going to show you every base on the map. It shows you every base that has a tool cupboard on the map. But before I show the map, let me make sure. I don't want to give anyone. It's not going to give you the name of the base, person's base. It's just going to show you. See the red. You can't see it here. You see these reds? These are bases. These are bases here. Just gonna show it to you just like that. like something was still showing. Vehicles. Again, it does some glitching, so some of these you might have to, like vehicles was just showing still. So you might have to turn them on and off several times for them to function properly. But back to the vehicles on the map. Let's see, the boats. That's what I was gonna show. The best way to find a boat would be to hit the vehicles on the map, because the boat will not spawn right by you necessarily. So vehicles on the map. So right by me, there's no vehicles in the water. So I know if I spawn a boat. So again, this is the smaller boat. Let's see. Now it says new vehicles. It says vehicles spawned okay. Hey. So now that looks like a new thing. Let's go check that out. And I'm pretty sure that's it though. There we go. These are much easier to find. So now let me show. All right, so yep, same thing. Now let's see about the iron boat. Same thing, nice. Usually it'll make me look. There we go. All right. So yeah, the boats don't spawn necessarily by you. They spawn at the nearest respawn point close to you. I'll leave both of these here. Someone happen to get those, that's theirs. All right. And just to show you guys what I was speaking about earlier, if you go to your tools and you go to display and chat, it's going to show you right there in the bottom left who's authorized right there on there. And then if you go to tools and if you go to remove base, it'll destroy everything. And it'll drop all items that was in boxes on the ground. So, and that's pretty much it. That's all the controls that we currently have as an admin in DeadSide. So, but yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already to stay up to date with the latest news, tips, tricks, information, everything we have here at GameOut Gaming for DeadSide. And also, come and join our community server, which is GameOut Gaming's The Recyard, community server for consoles. It's a solo duo server. You start off with the starter kits and join the Discord. You receive your free resource kit and you'll see all the benefits in joining the Discord as well. We do events daily and yeah, it's pretty fun. But thank you guys for joining. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, y'all. Peace out.